The Guard, Episode 9, The Last Guardian. The facility began to die, yet it chose him to decide what would survive. The moment Ethan's hand hovered over the black door, the building shuddered. Not an alarm, not a warning, a decision. Steel screamed somewhere deep below, a long animal sound, as if the facility had finally bitten its own tongue. The lights guttered from red to ash white. Walls that once breathed now stiffened, veins of blue grief light crawling backward into the seams. The black door didn't open, it listened. Behind Ethan, the swarm of echoes slowed, then stopped, like a tide pulled back by a larger moon. Their layered voices thinned into a low chant. Adult and hollow, pleading without language, the sorrow entity stood beside him, fingers still pressed to the door. Its outline steadied, less glitch, more form. Not kind. Not cruel. Focused, they're afraid, it said. Ethan swallowed. Of what? Of choice. A tremor rippled through the floor. Panels split and folded inward. Somewhere above, a ceiling collapsed with a thunder that felt far away, like a memory finally letting go. The radio at Ethan's hip crackled to life one last time, not with his wife's voice, but with the facility's own automated comm. Cascading failure confirmed. Core isolation in progress. Isolation, the word felt heavy. Final, the sorrow entity turned its head toward him. They're sealing the heart. If they succeed, everything they made from you will collapse into one place. Ethan's pulse quickened. Including you. A pause. Then a nod. Especially me. The black door slid aside, not opening into a room, but into a descent. The ramp spiraled downward through a vast atrium once used for monitoring. Screens hung like broken halos, replaying fragments, patrol logs, biometric scans, moments of Ethan's life chopped into data. His steps echoed among them, each footfall syncing with a heartbeat that wasn't his. The sorrow entity followed, silent. As they descended, figures rose from the floor, guards. Not ghosts, no chains, no moans, but silhouettes formed from condensed light and regret. Their uniforms were wrong, stitched from timelines that never lined up. Faces were indistinct, as if memory refused to finish them. They blocked the path. One stepped forward. Its voice was adult, weary, familiar. You left us here. Ethan stopped. I didn't know. Another guard tilted its head. You signed. The screens above flickered, Ethan's signature again. The pen shaking. The consent absolute. I was drowning, Ethan said. I thought forgetting would save me. The sorrow entity spoke. Calm and precise. It saved him. It doomed you. The guards parted, slowly, forming a corridor of judgment. As Ethan passed, each silhouette reached out, not to strike, but to press a palm against his chest. With every touch, a memory returned in fragments, a late shift, a joke in the break room, a promise to watch someone's back. Weight accumulated. By the time Ethan reached the bottom, he was breathing hard, not from fear, but from the mass of what he'd shed and was now carrying again. The core chamber was cathedral-wide, circular, and open to a shaft plunging into darkness. At its center hovered a lattice of light, white threaded with blue, spinning slowly, feeding on itself. This was it, the heart. Cables ran from the lattice into the walls like roots. Consoles ringed the room, all dark except one. A single chair faced the core, not a throne, a post. The sorrow entity stopped at the threshold. This is as far as I go. Ethan turned. You said everything would collapse here. Yes. A faint, unreadable smile. Which means everything must choose what to become. The entity gestured to the chair. They designed it for you. A guardian to keep the lattice stable. A mind to hold the line. And if I don't sit, then the lattice eats itself. The echoes scatter. The facility tears its way into nothing. Ethan stared at the chair. And you? I'm bound to what you decide, the entity said. End me, and the grief ends. Keep me, and it changes. Into what? Into purpose, it said softly. Dad. Ethan flinched, then steadied. I'm not your father. No, the entity agreed. You're my source. A ripple crossed the chamber. From Ethan's shadow, something peeled free, him. Another Ethan stepped into the light, composed, unafraid, eyes sharp with certainty. This one wore the guard's posture perfectly. This one remembered everything and regretted nothing. I'll take the chair. The shadow said. I was built for it. The sorrow entity stiffened. You were built to replace him. The shadow smiled. To spare him. Ethan felt a cold clarity. If you sit, what happens to me? You leave, the shadow replied. Clean. Alive. You walk out while I hold the weight. And the cost? The shadow glanced at the lattice. I become it. Silence pressed down, the offer was perfect, too perfect. Ethan shook his head. You're not me. I'm everything you avoided, the shadow said. I don't flinch. I don't break. Ethan stepped forward. Then you don't choose. The shadow lunged, the chamber erupted, the sorrow entity moved first, intercepting the shadow with a collision of light and sound that cracked the floor. Consoles sparked. The lattice surged, its threads whipping faster. Ethan ran, not away, but toward the chair, hands grabbed at him, residual echoes breaking free, trying to anchor themselves to a decision. He tore loose, slammed into the seat, and the restraints snapped closed with a finality that felt like forgiveness and condemnation at once. The lattice flared, data flooded him. Not images, weights. Equations of pain. The architecture of loss. Ethan screamed once, then locked his jaw. Do it, the shadow shouted, struggling against the entity. Let me take it. Ethan's voice carried across the chamber, steady and loud. No, he reached inward, not to suppress, not to forget, but to name. I remember, he said. All of it. The lattice slowed, threads tightened into order, the sorrow entity faltered, its edges smoothing. Ethan, I won't erase you, Ethan said. And I won't unleash you. He met the entity's gaze. Stand with me. The entity hesitated, then stepped back, dissolving into the lattice, not consumed, but integrated. The shadow screamed as the light reconfigured, stripping it of form until it collapsed into nothing but a fading outline on the floor. The chamber fell quiet, systems flickered back, different now, core stabilized, the facility intoned. Guardian protocol accepted. The restraints loosened, not releasing Ethan, but fitting him. He breathed, the lattice dimmed to a steady glow, no longer hungry. The echoes receded, not erased, shelved, contained, allowed to rest. Ethan felt the sorrow entity within the system, not a voice in his ear, but a presence aligned with his own resolve. No more calling. No more pulling, a partnership. The black door sealed behind him. Somewhere far above, an exit opened. Ethan closed his eyes, then opened them with purpose. If I'm the guardian, he said to the quiet, then this ends with me. The facility answered with a low, respectful hum. To be continued. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more.